Hello, and welcome to the first edition of our series of videos on intelligent process automation, or IPA for short, brought to you by Combined Intelligence and Digital Workforce. Together, over the series of 7 videos, we intend to take you through the world of intelligent process automation, from an introduction to how it can transform and innovate, through guidance on how to overcome challenges and achieve success at scale, and ultimately onto the world of AI and the future world of work. Each video is between about 10 and 15 minutes and designed to give you some insight and some inspiration to help you along your journey, whether you're just setting out or you've already achieved some initial success. It's brought to you with Combined Intelligence and Digital Workforce, plus guests in certain videos. We hope you enjoy this video and the series and get a chance to watch the rest. Further detail on the topics we are covering in each video is on the slide, but also available through the links below. There's also an invite to a free interactive webinar we're hosting on June the 17th, and you're welcome to attend that, and you can register again through the links below. I'm Steve Sheppard from Combined Intelligence. We're a specialist consultancy business focused on helping organisations realise the full potential of intelligent technologies, from vision to realisation. I'm joined today by Karri and Karli from Digital Workforce. Karri, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, Steve. So I'm Karri Lehtonen, Head of Business Development at Digital Workforce. We're a global trusted advisor and global leading company, independent service provider in the space of intelligent process automation. And as Steve mentioned, with us, we have Karli Kauppala. So Karli, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Karri. So Karli is the name, and I'm Head of Service Development. And together with Karri, we are kind of building the offering of and future of digital workforce.
Thanks, guys. So today's topic, we're going to focus on intelligent technologies, including intelligent process automation, and how we can transform the workplace, providing the organisations the opportunities to innovate in both how they operate and the products and services they provide to their customers. We'll focus next week on the detail of what IPA is, but we wanted to set the theme so you understand how this and related technologies can help with transformation, innovation, as well as automation. I'm now going to hand over to Karri, who's going to pose the questions for today.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, I guess the first question is, we'll start with transformation. So digital transformation has been around for a while, decades, I guess. But what do we mean by it in this context, and what's driving it?
Yeah, thank you, Karri. And I think it's kind of, in its essence, digital transformation is really finding ways how to enable more efficient business operations. So it's kind of utilizing the latest technologies, tools, augmented by humans to run your business. And traditionally, it has been focusing on actually developing the IT systems themselves. So data-driven architectures and developing ERPs and whatsoever kind of in the IT system landscape. But I think today the key driving force is actually automation on top of the existing enterprise architecture. And we are moving to a place where multiple organizations, technology vendors are trying to kind of build a business operating system, some kind of a middleware that's enabling to automate the execution of your business on top of your existing IT infrastructure. So it's becoming the enabler of your business strategy, basically. So a digital strategy becomes the key enabler of your business strategy, and it will be the #1 IT-related agenda point on the CEO's agenda at the moment. And obviously, then today we have seen, or the last year has shown a tremendous kind of acceleration in these activities when people have realized that they can be 100% fully dependent on the fact that humans are doing the processes in the systems, and they need digital workers and digitalization to actually run also the processes and not just have the data in the systems.
Fantastic. Thank you, Karli. So next question maybe to Steve. So in the intro, you mentioned intelligent technologies. What do we mean by this?
Well, I'm going to sort of talk about intelligent tech, really focusing around AI. There's been a big rise in artificial intelligence and talk about it in the media, and also a lot more in the application of it that is actually bringing value to us now as organizations. So what we tend to treat AI as a series of capabilities. A lot of people have heard about machine learning. That's where we can teach or get a artificial neural network to understand the problem or to produce insight and to use that for business value. But it actually is only one part of a wider set of capabilities around AI, both from a technology perspective, whether that's to support computer vision, whether it's natural language processing, whether it's speech generation, the use of smart devices, for example, with Alexa and Siri and Hey Google. It's the building of expert systems. It's incorporating intelligence into planning, scheduling, and optimization. So a broad set of intelligence capabilities that we're now building into the wider technology stack, of which intelligent process automation is obviously the key topic for this series. But one of the key areas where we can automate processes, but we can start to build in some of that human type intelligence, the decision making, to initiate processes, to actually allow us to more fully replicate the capabilities that we would traditionally have got through the human workforce. But we also have, as I mentioned, smart devices, Internet of Things, gathering a lot more data. And that volume of data is something that AI is capable of processing, and at scale, getting insight, making predictions, making decisions that can then kick off automated processes. And more and more, that's not just sort of business processes around systems interchanging, but it can also be about robotics, about autonomous vehicles. And we will see over the next 10, 15 years, quite a transformation on how technology will support us in the workplace and also in the sort of home life as well. And part of that will be around things like virtual and augmented reality, which will affect how we interact with technology, how we interact with each other in virtual worlds. A lot of transformation in that space. And we also shouldn't forget that augmented analytics world of connecting data to insight and for understanding. So a very broad topic set around intelligent technologies, but they are all closely linked as we start to move into the next wave of technology.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, definitely a myriad of different technologies out there. I guess the key question for us as humans is then how will all this transform the workplace in the future?
Yeah, thanks, Karri. And I think it's kind of when the artificial intelligence and the technologies kind of evolve, they will, as you say on the previous map, they kind of develop human-like skills. So there's more and more of the tasks that we as humans execute today becomes part of the automation scope. So you can automate more complex, more kind of demanding tasks away from the humans. That is one transition of what is taking place. And that will take those tedious and mundane tasks away from us humans in the workplace. So we are going to see a kind of a much better place to work in already today and in the near future, when those copy-paste type of activities and the kind of collecting of data and just crunching the data becomes automated via these technologies. That is one trend. Another trend is then that these technologies and the kind of a business operating system is taking the responsibility of orchestrating your core end-to-end processes, which means that you have these digital workers and the human workers working together to execute the core business. And I think we're going to see lots of more interfaces between the intelligent automation, the artificial intelligence, and the humans. So we are going to see the automation of the tedious and mundane tasks away from us, but much more than we as humans working together with artificial intelligence to actually run the business and the core business processes. So there is kind of new skills needs to work with the artificial intelligence together as a combined unit, and at the same time those tedious tasks that is cumbersome to execute and frustrate us as humans, they will be fully automated away from us.
I think I would sort of add probably a couple of areas. One is around how we communicate, particularly how we communicate with technology, but ultimately how we also communicate with others. Is that transition? We've seen organizations using chatbots and using AI embedded within that to automate and not rely on a human being behind to do that. And equally, we can talk to smart devices. And I think a lot of that will evolve, so that we can actually initiate something, whether that's, booking a meeting with a set of colleagues, whether that's the automation of taking the notes and the actions from that meeting. But I think we will be able to interact with technology through spoken word, through text, and ask it to do a lot more complicated things for us. And that will link into the automation world, which will go away, and it will do something that traditionally we would have had to have spent hours ourselves manually doing, but it will now do for us in an automated way and in a much more natural way in terms of how we interact. And it might come and ask us questions and we can respond. And that's letting the tech do it. And as Karri was saying, it's about taking away that mundane, but I think there will be a lot more capability. And I think the interesting thing will be about how does our role in that workplace evolve, as well as how the technology will support our life within that space.
Sounds exciting. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Thank you, guys.
Okay, that's it for our first video. We hope you found it interesting. As we said, we're trying to keep them short. We will be releasing these videos during May and June 2021, one per week. We've included links on this slide and also beneath this video to allow you to subscribe to see future videos as they come through. You're also welcome to join us for a free interactive webinar, which we're holding on 17th of June, which will be a culmination of these videos. It will be your chance also to ask us questions, and we'll try our best to answer them. So we look forward to welcoming you at that event, and also please see our future videos. Thank you for watching this one.